Good morning, everybody. It's Marty, the JavaScript party. I didn't go get rat this morning. I'm just tired this morning. It is Monday, so it's not too super unusual, and it is cold outside. Um, yeah, for some reason my computer is not doing its normal thing. With usually in the lower left, it'll kind of show the temperature, what's going on out there. Um, I think that's related to Microsoft Edge somehow. Um, I don't see. I think it's like 17 degrees or something. 17 degrees uh temperature. Oh, Ken, I saw 22 degrees. I just saw it. Oh my gosh. So cold. Um yeah, 22 degrees Fahrenheit. And uh I don't think it ever got above well, I don't think it ever got above 0 Celsius or 32. Um And then, yeah, we have like freezing roadways and stuff like that. Fortunately, we never lost power or anything like that. But gosh darn, am I tired. So tired. So I'm like, it's kind of funny because, okay, so I think we had, I experienced a change in like words. And basically, in the beginning, we had sort of this concept of doppelgangers. I remember that's what I would say. Oh, I have a camera that's camera as I want to define it, as I want to consider it. So, like, and then I have the ThreeJS equivalent and all that. And I said, well, since there's no animation doppelganger because there's nothing like that in ThreeJS. But what happened was that at some point the words changed, and the words changed to this is sort of my view of the world in the ST section, and then 3 section is where we have the code that sort of shim or is the interface to ThreeJS. So it converts the way I want to describe the world to the way it needs to be described for ThreeJS. And when you change the words up like that, obviously you need an ST version because that's how I do it, and then 3 version. Now, animations is actually even more complex than that because it also interacts with the request animation frame, which is a specific part of the browser. So I ended up when I wrote it this way, I ended up kind of let me hit back here. When I wrote it up this way, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Um, but oh, so when I did it this way, I ended up throwing anything that was even at all related to animations into this one service, and in this one service, they all just started just directly interacting with each other, all these different pieces that really should have been divided up into different sections. So now trying to undo that, trying to recategorize, it's like kind of like trying to take salt out of food after you've seasoned it already or something like that. I was kind of thinking about like how I heard that like a lot of different warehouses now will have robots in them, and then a robot will break. And so while they're getting a replacement robot or whatever, they get people. They hire human beings to come in and do what the robot used to do. But then human beings are extraordinarily um, resilient and clever. So what happens is the humans start to take little shortcuts. They're like, oh, this doesn't need to go there, and then from there to there, I could just take it over there. It's like 10 steps for me. But for the machine, it might have been important that it moves along specific tracks and things like that. And so then once the people start not going down the path that the robot was set up to go, but then other things start to get in the way. So whenever the robot does come back a month later, 2 months later, its context has changed and the robot doesn't work anymore, and then they have to like reset up everything and to accommodate the robot. It's kind of like similar. I have this one area that I put everything animation related to, so obviously I just interacted with them, and now I'm trying to tease that stuff apart. So we did a pretty good job yesterday of pulling apart the ad. So we now when you add something, you never even end up in this animations. You just end up in you end up using ST animations. And then I realized that this basically has a list of animation returns a list of animations for a list of IDs. And so it's probably a good idea to there's no reason this animation service should do this. It should probably happen from the ST animation since it's the one that needs to understand how mappings work and all that. And then this also kind of, I remember years ago hearing that like outsourcing is like in some cultures, the word for outsourcing is hollow out. And I never understood that, but it is if you think about it in this, like I'm going to outsource this task to my ST animation. So then that's one less thing in here. And the whole goal in all of it is to keep refactoring until this whole animation service is gone, till it doesn't exist anymore. So I am actually, in fact, hollowing it out. I'm pulling out all the pieces and sort of sending them to different areas. And it's mostly so that because this code is likely going to get more complex with time. And so if that happens, I need to, you know, I don't want this kind of code just all over the place. So anyways, so now we want our ST animation service. We want it to give us an ST, um, we want it to give us a list of animations for a given list of IDs. So let's go ahead and go into that one. And it's like get animations for IDs. And this needs to be like a publicly available thing. So get ST animations for IDs. ST IDs. And we're going to name the method STIDs, STIDs. And we're going to declare it as a list of numbers, an array of numbers. And then we're going to basically, let's go back. And we're just going to copy this code. And okay, so I do like that ST animation IDs, not STIDs. And then that's what we're going to iterate over. And then it's this because it's from this function. And then we're going to return it. And we never do declare up here what we're returning from this. So let's just say ST, basically this. I don't know why, animation. And then, yeah, so now we're good. These are a little bit indented out, so let's go ahead and pull those back. Control or Shift Tab moves everything that's selected back. And now this function exists. I'm just going to go like this, and then let's go back up here. And then we're just going to say, let st animations colon st animation equals this dot animations st animation service dot, and then we will give it our animation IDs. And we'll comment this out. And we've gone from like 4 lines of code to 1 line of code in this guy. We'll see if it still works. That's cool. So now this is gone, and we've further hollowed out this one up here. And I don't think we need this comment anymore because that is what we're doing. Now, to me, it seems okay. So stmesh, it seems like this IDs should come from the ThreeMesh service. Like I should be able to say get get mesh by ID, get animation IDs for mesh ID. So let's go to that implementation. Get animation IDs for mesh ID. And I'm going to say that this is an ST, and I'm going to say ST mesh ID. ST mesh IDs number, and this returns an ST animation IDs. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's crazy. It returns an array of numbers. And then basically we want to get the mesh ID like this. So const mesh is equal to get this dot get mesh by ID, and then give it, and we are only getting one. I don't know what I'm thinking. We only get one ID. We get one ST mesh ID, not an array of mesh IDs. Mesh ID, and then I think we want to return mesh dot animations. Now, what is going on here? Dot. All right, I'm a little confused. Oh, what is a mesh? I don't know. Let's go. Oh wait, this gets. Oh, I think. Oh, that was the 3 mesh. Am I in the right one? I'm in 3. I'm in the wrong one. Silly rabbit. So I was sitting down here in 3, but I really need to be over in ST mesh, 3 mesh, 3 service. Okay, so this is where I needed to be. Where I get my mesh, the ST mesh. See, I was getting the 3 mesh. So let's go ahead and do another run at that. All right. Now I'm up in ST. This is get mesh by ID. I really wish that was get ST mesh. This is definitely going to break our unit tests. See where that breaks by changing that. Should break in at least probably just the one place, I'm guessing. Breaks in a couple places. Here's our animation service. Looks like our menu service also likes to use this one. All right, animation service. This is our ST animation service. All right, so get animations for STID. Okay. We are not looking for animations, we're looking for ST mesh service. Okay, so let's go over here, trying to get these IDs, animation IDs. We're trying to get this. So basically, I don't need the 3 mesh, I don't think. I don't actually, well, no, I don't ever need the ST mesh. I just want the IDs. So I'd rather get the IDs from here. Go to implementation, get ST animation IDs for ST mesh ID. So basically it's going to take an ID and a number. It's going to return, this needs a colon. It's going to return an array of numbers. We're going to say this, it's const mesh, and it's ST mesh, and it's of type ST mesh, and it equals this dot get mesh by ID, and this is my ST mesh ID. ST mesh ID, and then we want to return ST mesh dot animation IDs. All right, and so now we just get those straight away. So instead of this, we say this ST mesh service get animations for ID, and then ST mesh ID. And we can comment this one out. And then, all right. So now, let's go ahead and get rid of that line of code. Okay, so what this whole thing does is it creates an animation function for the ID. Okay, so this updates the render service. This needs to get my camera. Update property for this update property for animation. I feel like that one was one where we were like, okay, that should be in 3. Go to definition, go to implementation. This is always a hard part, right? Where you're like, should I actually commit at this point? Because everything's working and we've done a good bit of that, or should I start and work on the animation service in the 3 animation version? because this feels like this absolutely belongs in the 3. And the other thing is the 3 animation service probably shouldn't be like a for root, shouldn't be injectable or anything. It should just be a class because this is a super clean, pure function, right? There's not a single use of this in here. So this is just like and I don't think we aren't going to, there is no such thing as a 3 animation, so we'll never have a 3 animation um, dictionary and stuff like that because we just have our animations at this point. So maybe that'll change again in the future too. But so it seems like the right step. Okay, let's just see if there's anything else that we'd want to pull out. Okay, so scene mesh IDs. Let's see, ST render. This gets the scene. Okay, I don't think this code does anything anymore. This gets the mesh IDs from a scene. See, the thing is right now you can only animate meshes, but we're going to be animating a lot more stuff than that. So this whole thing is going to get a lot more complicated. Um, but it doesn't seem, other than like knowing how to iterate over the mesh IDs, it doesn't seem to have any brains to it at all. And it does that. Why does it do that? Oh, because as a side effect of this function, it actually updates the property for a animation combo. So, okay, and so what's going on down here? This is completely something totally different. I think this is about the layout of these things. Set position, I believe, is also about the layout of the whole component. And then same thing with this one, and then this one is also, which I do think at some point I want that to be animatable and all that, but like it sure doesn't seem like it's part of just straight up animation. So to me, it looks like it's time for the ThreeJS animation service that is not going to be a for root. It's just going to be a class. I don't even know, is there a difference between a class and a service that is not injectable? And I don't know, even like, I don't know, maybe we want that. I don't know. So that's the other question is, I was thinking about this last night, can I use this inside of a non-for root class? I think I can. Okay, so let's go ahead and just try it. I don't know. I don't know about this. I feel like I should, like experience tells me that I should commit at this point, since everything works and I've sort of pulled out my ST animation. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, let's just make sure I don't have any like comments or anything like that. This is code only. I guarantee. Okay. Okay, so this is video. I don't even know what video this is. Video probably 374. No, 377. 377. And this is a partial code. Issue 18. And it basically implements ST animation. ST. Okay, and we do not want to push this. We want to be able to bail out of this if we need to without having a problem out there. So anyways, so now we want to go back into our package. And we want to create a new service. Let's close everything else. And this is our S, and then we get rid of the ST animation. So it's creating a service, and it's not in ST, it's in 3. And then animation, and then it's just called animation. Actually, I think I need to call this 3 animation. Because the problem is there's like a whole different set of category of animation things that is not. So that is kind of the difference between like mesh. There's only my meshes that are ST meshes and 3 meshes. Now, I think they might have, like in the physics engines, like in Canon and those, I think they might actually have meshes as too. And I also as well, and I think that there's something a little different about how they place their meshes. So um, that might end up being a nightmare for me in the future. All right, so what I'm expecting to see, let's go ahead and close all this stuff up, is inside a service. And I guess, yeah, I keep going back and forth about animations being an entity, but I guess they are. And this is entities 3. And then it's going to be animations and then 3 animation, which is a little different because, and I went back and forth on whether I should call those, but I ended up whether I should call those 3 or not. I think I should have. But npm run s animation. And then the first thing I want to do is get rid of the for root thing. Because I don't want this to be like a singleton. I want this to be like a just almost like a class that I dependency inject things into. I'm hoping that I can just dependency inject with the inject function. All right, so now I have my class in 3. So I want to get rid of this here. I think I just want to get rid of this altogether. And then I just want to basically and I'm just going to say console log. I just want to see what happens. 3 animation service. Cha cha cha. Okay, so now we want to take our 3 animation service. And I want to come into our animations. And this is the one that we're wanting to completely hollow out. So, but I do want to create it as a class. Animation service. Is component service and like this. I think I don't know if you can say you. Yeah, it looks like you can do that. And what I really want to see is, does this end up getting created? This is weird. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't actually get created. It doesn't look like. 3 animation service. Well, that would be a reason. It's because it was the wrong kind. So that would do it. Oh, silly rabbit. Now let's see. Okay, so it does in fact get created. And so we can give it this function, I think. Let's see. This whole function, I believe, is like but it can't be private, I don't think. Object property for animation, 852. So in here, I'm gonna create a brand new function. This is very new for me, so I don't know how this is gonna work out. And that is the main reason why where's my 3 import? Oh, there we go. That's the main reason why I did the commit, because it's just like, this is completely new territory for me. Generally, I just create a for root and just forget about it and don't even think about anything beyond that. And, all right, so now we have this animation that accepts 2 things and returns a mesh. So where does this guy get called? Okay, so it gets called from here. It's so interesting, because literally all this does is call. It has one line and calls. I don't know why I didn't call this from whoever calls this, but anyways, this dot 3 animation service dot. I don't even know if this is in fact a service. Like technically, I just don't even know. Mesh, comma, animation. Dot. Now I want to return this. And again, I have no idea why we have this extra layer of a call. And hopefully we can just skip it and just get rid of that completely. Well, looks like it's working. So I guess we can delete this. Okay, apparently I call it from just, maybe I don't even call this. Okay. Make that a subdate. See what breaks. This. So maybe I never even called that middle one. Kind of looks like I never, ever call. We don't need this anymore, I don't think. And I don't think we need this one anymore. All right, that's good. Is 8:56, so I've got to go, but it looks like we have removed this and moved it into a three specific class that is not a for root, so I don't think we have to worry about the cyclic redundancies or anything like that. Um, so that is good. Let's see. Create animation function for ID. So this returns a function that I guess I don't know. I don't know where that gets used, but does it use a lot of this? This dot mesh service get? Yeah, I don't know. And then visualization layout, set position, update visualization. So I think we're almost completely out of anything that's doing this drawing here. I guess we just need to go line by line and see. So this is just returning a function that has all these things. It doesn't look like anything is using any of this. So it feels like I can move all of this, create animation function for ID. I don't think it goes in three though. See, I think this goes into the other utilities. And then I feel like this visualization, layout, position, all these things are all like some other thing completely. This is all about like these high level elements, moving those around. So I feel like that needs to go into a fourth place. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.